everyone, I'm THPine and welcome to Frost. What is Frost, you ask? I like to call it a single-player deck-building survival game. It's available on Steam and this is what it looks like. So the goal of the game is to get your tribe to the refuge without freezing to death. And you do so by playing cards, because it's a deck-building game. So we have a deck down here, there, and we draw cards from the deck to our hand, and we discard cards to a discard pile, and whenever the deck is empty, we reshuffle the discard pile and put it in there. And since it's a deck building game, we'll have options to get new cards in our deck or remove others from it which we don't want anymore. So how does this work? Well, as mentioned, the goal is to reach the refuge, and you do so by passing regions. So it says distance left 20, which means we have to pass 20 more regions. At any time there's a region on the board, which shows here. Right now we're in the inlandses or something, and to pass the region you have to pay resources, food, materials and survivors, and you play them from your hand to pay for the region, and when you completely paid it you can travel through it. So right now we don't really have a lot of food and we don't have any survivors in the hand, so we're not gonna be traveling this turn, but we can prepare for it. But before we do that, I think I want to do something else. I want to buy an idea card. Idea cards are up here, and those are the ways to improve your deck. So the costs of the card are on the upper right. It says it costs 1 material. It's bared, which means the card will be removed from the deck. So I pay 1 material and the card will be destroyed completely, but I get a fire card in my hand directly. So the fire card has 2 effects. I either can just use it to get the upper effect of the card, which is draw a card, or I can use it with an activation cost to use another material to draw 3 cards. This time the material is not bared, which means the card is not getting destroyed, it just goes to my discard pile. So let's do that. We use the material, click on the fire card, and it will the material and the fire card will go to the discard pile, and it will draw sorry, we'll draw 3 new cards. There we go. So you can see they're on the discard pile now, and I drew 3 new cards from my deck, which happens to be 3 survivors, which is kind of useful. So we can put 1 survivor in the region to pay for the cost for that, which means the card will go behind the region. When we travel through the region, all the cards in the region will go back to the discard pile, so they will not be lost, but yeah, for the moment they're not available. And I will use the other 2 survivors to scavenge, which is this button over here. And every time you scavenge, does it tell you? No, it doesn't. Okay, every time you scavenge you can get food, materials, survivors, or a fatigue card, which are those are just bad. They don't do anything, they just block your deck, or the survivor can die. So we're gonna scavenge here and hope to get more resources, or well, mainly food, because we're pretty low on food. Well, not super low on food, but we need a lot of food, 4 to be more precise. And one of the survivors died. That's unfortunate, but we got 1 more food. So we're gonna put the food in here. And as mentioned, we can't do anything with fatigue, so we're gonna end the turn now. And this will result in multiple effects. So first, it will decrease. That's the word I'm looking for. It will decrease the frost counter. When the frost counter reaches 0, we lose the game. You can increase it as well again. So it will decrease the frost counter, and it will also flip up a new idea card. So we get a new idea card, the frost counter goes down to 7. We discard all our cards and draw 5 new ones. Okay, we drew the fire, we don't have material in our hand right now. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna scavenge, hope for materials. That's not materials. That's another dead survivor. Wow, this is going really badly. I hope for materials so I could activate the special ability of the fire. So I guess we have to use the basic ability and draw 1 card, which is a fatigue card. This is terrible. I guess we put the food in here and end the turn. It's not going very well. So we don't have any food cards left. We need more food to get through the region. So okay, we have 2 options here. We can either scavenge, hope to get food, which allows us to travel, which will unlock all those cards behind the region again, or we can rest. Resting will skip the turn, but we'll get rid of all the fatigue cards. It costs us one turn on the frost counter though, so not sure if I want to do that. Do we want to gamble though? Not great either. Can we do anything with 2 materials? Not really. I would like to get tools, but that's gonna be tough right now because we need 2 materials and a survivor in hand, and we will get rid of the materials. Well, we get them back because we instantly can use the tools, which will create 2 new materials. But yeah, kind of hard to get that right now. So I guess I scavenge and hope for the best. There we go, we got food. And now we're gonna travel. When you travel, well, I didn't explain events yet. So every region has an event up here, and some of the events will activate whenever you travel. That's true for most encounter events, or all of them, I think. So we have an encounter event here, which is a wolf, and the wolf says when you travel, which is the symbol over here, you will take 1 damage. And this is why this blood thingy shows up here, because yeah, we will take damage. taking damage can be two different things. So we travel now. So now we have to assign the damage. We can either take the damage itself, which will reduce our health to 3, which when we reach 0, game is over. Or we can sacrifice a survivor. We're not going to do that. I'm definitely going down, reducing my health here. So that seems more reasonable. Okay, so we got a new region. What happened? Well, we ended so traveling ends the turn. So everything that usually happens at the end of the turn happens, except for the frost counter. It's not going down, it's going up because we traveled. The frost counter doesn't, by the way, doesn't mean how cold it is. Well, it does, but the frost is basically following you, which is like the eternal coldness or whatever. I don't know. It's super cold and it follows you and it gets closer every turn. So when you travel, you get further away, so increase the frost counter. We reduce the distance left counter, so we're getting closer to the victory of the game, and we enter turn, so we get new cards, and also all the idea cards get discarded, and we get 2 new ones. So we have the Assegai now and the Extractor, both fairly useful. So we have fire in hand, usually a good idea to activate that and draw new cards. Okay, we can't travel because we don't have materials, so I guess we could scavenge, but I don't think I want to. Actually, no, we only have, okay, this is our whole stock, our whole deck, so it says we only have 2 survivors right now in total, so these are all our survivors. If I put them in here now, we have to get lucky and draw the material. Well, it's not too bad, actually. The thing is, if I use them for scavenging now, how many cards do we have? 2 here, and a few more over there. Chances are we're not drawing a survivor next turn. That's a problem I have right now. Wait, how many cards do we have? 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 3 is 10, plus the fire is 11. So 11 cards, 5, 7, so 4 more in here. So we reshuffle and draw 1 card from the discard pile. So we have a chance of drawing a survivor, but it's very low. So I think we just put everything in there and end the turn and hope for the best. And hope to draw a material. We didn't. Well, we still have a chance. We can use the fire and hopefully draw our last material card. We need to scavenge a lot in future turns though, because we're really low on resources. There we go. We got lucky though. We can't do anything with our food, so we're just gonna travel and see what the next region brings. Another wolf. Okay, we are in a tundra, which is well, pretty good region actually. Okay, there's a good card for increasing our stock. But we also want to kind of this is a tough decision right now. What we can do is we can buy the cleaver, which costs 1 material. So the cleaver has 2 different effects. You either can use it to get in a 25% chance of getting materials, which is pretty bad. But also you can use the activation effect, and the cost for this effect means that we get rid of the cleaver. So we destroy the cleaver to get one of the 2 effects down here. So either a spear, which allows us to get the wolf, or 2 materials, which is what we want right now, I think. I don't, like, yeah, killing the wolf would be good, but I think getting materials is more important right now because we're really, like, we're out of materials right now. We don't have any materials left, so... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Well, I got lucky. I wanted to use the lower part of the card, so I had to click on the lower part of the card. I didn't, which is, that's one of the critique points I have. Like, it's kind of hard, like, it's really easy to mess up the use of the cards. Like, you want to activate it, and you press the upper part, and yeah, it's a little annoying. So I kind of screwed that up. Well, we got lucky. We got the 25% chance and got a material. So it's not too terrible. Actually good. We can use it next time we draw it to get the 2 materials or kill the wolf if we want to. So we're not going to travel this turn. And since we're so low on everything, I think we scavenge and hope for more good card. Actually, no, we have a good chance of traveling next turn again. And that's usually a good reason to try to do exactly that. So there we go. So we can travel. Let's first do something else. So we could turn this survivor into a singer. I don't like the singer card very much though. I'm not a big fan of it. Basically, so what this does is we pay a survivor and a food to gain this card. And this card is a survivor in itself, so we turn the survivor in a singer, basically. And it's a survivor, you can use it as a survivor, or instead you can, so for scavenging for example, or for paying for cards or whatever, or you can activate the special ability by destroying one of your food cards and getting a 75% chance of getting a new survivor. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's, I don't know, it's pretty expensive to do. I'm not sure. It might be good if you have a lot of food and not a lot of survivors, which we kind of have right now, so maybe it's a good time to actually do that. But then again, I kind of want to scavenge in hopes to get materials so I can activate the fire. So I think I prefer doing that. Well, we can still... No, we can't. We could turn it into a singer first. But we don't have too many apples either. Well, food. Well, we have 2 in there. We have 4 in total. No, I'm not a big. Let's get the singer. Why not? Okay, so we paid for the singer. Now we get the singer, and now we're gonna use the singer for scavenging though, so we can use his special ability later. Okay, we got food. So basically that was free, and now we're gonna use the fire, get more food. Can't do anything with that. Can't buy the Assegai. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this. We're gonna travel and take the damage. There we go. Okay. Cool. Oh, and another encounter card. I'm really unlucky with my events. Usually there are a bunch of good events as well. So now we have cannibals, which are actually quite hard to defeat. Well, we'll have to pay 2 food or fight them with 2 spears, which we're not gonna get, I guess. So now we have the cleaver again. We can use it to get 2 materials, which we probably want to do, to be honest. We can, yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. So we destroy it for 2 materials. And we're gonna buy the fire with it and activate the fire to draw 3 new cards, and this allows us to, well, use fire again, which draws us a bunch of food, which we can use on the region. We could use it on the singer, or we could just travel. I mean, we could get lucky and travel anyway. If we activate the singer with the food, we might get a survivor, which allows us to travel. We only have 2 survivors and we have a bunch of food, so I think that's worth the risk. Let's do that. Okay, so we activated. We didn't got it. That's really unfortunate. It means we can't travel this turn, and well, we have to end the turn and hope for better cards. So let's see. There we go. Okay, we got the singer again. Let's draw more cards first, though. Okay, this is a nice chain reaction. Oh no, wrong button. I wanted to activate it with the. Well, we still can. I should have all my cards in hand in a moment. Actually, I have now. Okay, I can only draw the fire. So I have an infinite cycle of drawing fire now. That's kind of cute. Okay, this is all my deck in hand. So we need a singer to get through tundra, the wet tundra. The question is, we could turn it into the trader, which is not a good idea, I think. We could try to activate ability though. Oh yeah, we should definitely do that, because, well, actually we don't have too many food anymore left anymore. There's still 2 food in there. I think I want to do that. Okay, so we activate the singer and see if we get survivor, and now we can actually use the fire again to draw the singer, so we have it on hand again. We don't have any food left to use it, so we're actually gonna scavenge with the singer. Okay, we got fatigue. That's bad. We can actually wait. Can we continue scavenging here? Because we draw our cards all the time. Yeah, it kind of works. Oh, that's a nice combo I got there. That's really cool. We're gonna scavenge with the other survivor though, because he might die. So we're gonna use that. We get food. We're gonna draw cards again. This is kind of an infinite cycle until the survivor dies, isn't it? Oh, that's really good. I like that. We might get a lot of fatigue cards, so we want to end this at some point, probably. But for now, this is a pretty good strategy. Oh god, fatigue. That's bad. This works perfectly. I can do this infinitely. Cool, I found a loophole. Never got that combo working. That's pretty convenient. I guess we scavenge more, because I really need more resources, so let's just do this for a while. We get a bunch of fatigue cards, obviously, so that's not great, but we hopefully get a few survivors as well. Not yet. We got a bunch of materials, so that's not terrible. I hope for a little food and more survivors, especially. We only have 2 survivors, which is really low. There we go, a new survivor. That's good. Is it risky to... Yeah, it's actually risky. Kind of risky. No, I think we're okay with 2 survivors going in there. We should still be able to draw everything, I think. Actually, there's 1 card in the deck now. We might get unlucky if we continue doing this. So, okay, for the sake of this video, we're gonna not continue this infinite loop, and we instead gonna travel. So, we're gonna put a survivor in here. Actually, no, we have to continue because we need more food, because I want to fight the cannibals. So, yeah, we're gonna definitely trade 2 food in here and continue the loop, kind of. I screwed up, right? Should not use the survivor. I should just use the fire. Oops, wrong card. There we go. Now that we have both survivors in hand, we can scavenge again. I need more food. We're really low on food. We have 3 food and 3 survivors and 6 materials. I think I want a little more, definitely. So, draw again. And scavenge. Okay, another survivor, at least. That's something. This is a nice combo. Kind of saved this run, to be honest, because it started pretty terrible. Okay, fatigue is not helping, obviously. More materials. I want one more food, and then we're gonna continue. That's not food. The game is kind of lagging now, because I have too many cards in it. Wow, that's not food either. I'm too quick for the game. No, wrong card. Oh, I think I killed the combo. No, I got lucky and draw the fire again. The other fire, that is. Wow. Oh, misclicked. So maybe I killed the combo now. Yeah, I did. Well, we can still scavenge a little bit. So let's do that. And okay, that was kind of crazy. Then we travel. Okay, now we have 595. That's okay. We have a lot of fatigue though. We kind of want to get rid of that as soon as we can. Okay, so we can get another fire. We can get supplies, which is a really good card as well. Another survivalist. Well, we should be able to pay him with food, but we need more food for that, kind of. Well, first things first, activate the fire. Draw more food. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get supply. Supply is a really cool card because you pay 2 food, and then you can burn the card to gain 4 more cards from the scavenge deck. So potentially food. Well, that was terrible. We traded 2 food for survivor materials and 2 fatigue cards. That was not great, especially because we're low on food already. So that was unlucky. Let's activate the fire first. Scavenge, see if we get more materials. We don't. Okay. Let's buy the fire anyway. Activate the fire. Well, it's not going great so far. I need to get rid of fatigue cards. I should probably rest when I draw them again. Because like there are a bunch of cards which can get rid of them as well, but I didn't draw them yet, so that's unfortunate. We could get tools. Tools are pretty good, but then again, the thing is, yes, tools are good, but I have a lot of materials anyway right now, and I would rather quickly travel. However, that means we take another damage. Well, we could sacrifice another food, but we're really low on food already. I still want to do it, I think. I don't want to take more damage if I can avoid it right now, so maybe a wrong call, but okay, resting is not worth right now. We got a cleaver, which means we can get more materials if we want to. We can go for an extractor, which is probably the better idea. So we're gonna scavenge and hope to get more materials. Nope, well, food is okay as well, I guess, but it's not what I wanted. Oh, we can, yeah, okay, well, that's what we do. We get the cleaver and activate it to gain 2 materials. Now we use those 2 materials to buy the extractor. And now we could either take the 50% chance, or we activate use a material to make it a 100% chance and get another food. And that actually allows us to travel as well. This event, by the way, means you can spend a material to to scout ahead and choose one of 2. You can either scout the event deck or the region deck, and you can choose one of the you get 2. You see the next 2 cards in one of those decks, and you choose which one you get. It's kind of useful, but spending material for it, well, would be worth. If I would have had one, I would have used it, definitely, but I just want to travel now, so. Okay, I'm thinking about resting here. We're on 8 frost, so we have time, and we have 3 fatigue cards in hand. We really have to get rid of some, so I think that's a good time to actually rest. That gets rid of the fatigue cards. First counter goes down, we get another idea card. This event is pretty good. It's one of the best events in the game, I think. Not that useful for us right now because we're pretty low on food, but basically you can use food, not burn it, use it. You don't destroy it, it goes to the discard pile and draw another card. So it means that all the food you have in hand, which you can't use for some reason because you don't need it, you will be turned into a different card that might be more useful from your deck. Okay, we just get more materials, really. Like, Cleaver is so good just for this effect. And then we're gonna activate the fire. Do I want to get a pickaxe? I'm not a big fan of a pickaxe, to be honest. It's not terrible. It allows us to travel this turn, so probably a good idea. So yeah, this is good. Let's use the survivor to scavenge. We get food. We could Yeah, let's draw. Why not? Let's see what we get. Okay, not helpful. And end to turn. There we go. So yeah, I really like the game. It's a really, really good board game in my opinion, or card game in my opinion. It has a lot of good like mechanics, really interesting. It has really interesting deck building aspect to it. It's just really, really good in my opinion. I really like it. The atmosphere is pretty cool. Obviously the art style is fairly basic, but it kind of fits the theme with all the frost. Like you only see gray lines and stuff when you're like in the ice and whatever. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, we have the farmers event here, which means we can trade a survivor into 2 food, which is usually pretty good. 2 for 1. We don't have any on hand though. Can we rest? No, I already used the card, so we can't rest. Let's get the Assegai, because we're gonna have to fight again later on. And do I want the plant pot? The plant pot is pretty strong. It just produces food. I think I want to. So what we're gonna do is we pay 1 material already. We cannot buy it yet, but we'll make it cheaper for next turn. So okay. Let's put the thing in there and use the other for scavenging. Okay, we can travel. Wow. Okay. The question is, do we want to travel? Because then I can't buy the plant pot. So I wasted 1 material. But then again, traveling is always good, so I think we do this. What I would like to see for this game is a mobile version, to be honest, because this game would play really well on a phone. Like it's a card game. You don't have to be quick. You have just to click on a few cards. There's nothing complicated to do. Like it controls really, or it would control really well, I imagine, with the touch screen. So I think playing this on a phone would be great. The only downside is that matches or that games take a while, so it's not like the perfect toilet game or whatever, but it saves every turn, so you can just leave and continue later on, so that works. It would be nice to have multiple save files, which it doesn't, but yeah, it would still be fun on the phone, I think, so for playing on the train or whatever. So we need 2 materials. We're not gonna get them this turn, no matter what we do. So we could think about doing something else. Well, we could get 2 materials, but then we have to sacrifice the survivor for it. Well, not sacrifice it, but use it. Yeah, no, that's not good. So I think we just... Actually, what we're going to do is we use the extractor with the material. We put 1 food in here. And we use the campsite. Oh, we didn't get lucky. The campsite is basically, it's similar to scavenging. You use a survivor and get resources, but it's just a 50-50 between materials and nothing, while scavenging is like multiple options: materials, food, another survivor, fatigue, or the scavenger dies. So yeah, do we want a picker? No, not a big fan of the picker, to be honest. Okay, we got a bunch of fire. Which costs material to activate though, but we can't travel without. No, well, we could. What we could do is we play both fires with 1 card and hope for materials to travel. We need a survivor as well, though. No, it's not gonna work. Let's just activate the fire with 3 cards and see what we get. Okay, that's a little better. We put it in the campsite. We didn't get lucky, which means we probably can't travel this turn. So, well, for sure. Well, if we draw good card. Okay, we might get lucky. Let's just activate the fire this way. Go to scavenge survivor, so we might get lucky. There we go. Okay, we can't travel. Good. I would like to get shelter. Shelter is a really good card, actually. It allows you, like, it costs 2 materials, which is not too expensive. And if you just activate it, it destroys 1 fatigue card. If you activate it with a material, you destroy 2 fatigue cards, which is really good. But I think we're okay right now with fatigue cards. It would be nice to get rid of them, but I mean, if you have such a good opportunity to travel, we should probably do it. Okay, bunch of supplies. I want to pick up those. Wow, we need 5 materials now. This will take a while. We can trade food into materials, though. That's useful. Right now, I want to get the supplies first, though. So we're gonna scavenge. There we go. Get supplies. Get the other supplies. And we could travel. No, we can't. We don't have enough survivors. We're just gonna put everything in here. Wait, how many do we have? 4 or 9. We have more food than materials. I guess we trade this in and put it in there and hopefully travel next turn. Story Stone allows us to get rid of a fatigue card as well. Only once though, like it destroys on use. So basically you trade a material for destroying a fatigue card, which is pretty decent. So we can travel this turn and we can get the Story Stone. We're gonna do that, but let's scavenge first and see what we get. There we go. We don't have to trade the food for it now. We still can think about trading food. So we don't have a fatigue card in hand, but we're going to redraw the Story Stone. It's more effective if you use it instantly, because then it's not blocking a spot in your deck, but still. So, do we want to trade? We have 10-10 right now, so we probably don't want to trade. We have even amounts. So let's just travel and see what comes next. So, by the way, there is a progression system in this game, kind of. It's like every time you play a game, you unlock more cards and stuff, which will change the game. And those cards involve mostly events and ideas. I think only events and ideas. So you get more events and ideas later on. And also there are more difficulty modes and there are scenarios and stuff like that. I'm going to show you that after we complete this match. But okay, this is the best region you can get. It's just 2 food. It's the plain. It's really, really good. We still can't travel though, which is unfortunate. Okay, we have 2 options. We can either rest or we put our resources to use. Because I want to shelter anyway, probably. So let's do that. Okay. We could use the pickaxe to gain food, but not really. Like, I don't want to spend a scavenger on this because food is not useful right now. So I'm just gonna activate it and hope for the random chance. And then we're gonna put the food in here and scavenge until we get something useful. That's not... Oh, wow, that's not useful. We could still travel, but then we don't get the shelter. And we take damage. I think we just end the turn, to be honest. We're on 7 frost, we're fine. Let's just end the turn and not travel yet. Okay, now we can get the shelter. We still take damage, though, which is a pain in the ass, but... What you gonna do? At least we get rid of 1 fatigue. We didn't get food. Oh, we can pay him. Never mind. There we go. And travel. Okay, what do we got? We need materials. That's for sure. Let's scavenge and hope for materials so we can activate the fire. That would be useful. That's not materials. Definitely. Okay, we put 1 in here. We activate the fire with 1 card. We get material now. I probably want to put this on a shelter, to be honest. I want more shelters. I have so many fatigue cards, I have to get rid of them. I don't want to get the explorers, so I'm not going to use the food on it. Just keep it in hand. And, well, discard it, I guess. Yeah, we scavenge until we get material. Oh, God. He died. That's materials. There we go. Good. And we don't have enough to travel again. That's very unfortunate. Do we scavenge? No, we don't scavenge. We just activate the shelter, put the survivor in there, and travel next turn, I think. Hopefully. That is. Doesn't look like it. Oh, God. Oh, God. The Gatherer is fairly good, I think. The Trader is okay. Nah, the Trader is not good, actually. Like, you're just trading, but you have to use the card for it as well, so... I don't know. Can be useful at times, but overall, like if he could do both, like both directions, that would be better. But the Gatherer, however, like produces new cards, so that's not terrible because you draw 3 cards for 1, basically. Yeah, I guess we activate the shelter, put the zone in there, try to activate the pickaxe, nothing, and end turn. You could try to get the Gatherer next turn. Not sure if it's worth though. We're kind of close to the refuge already. And I'm not sure if well, we'll probably draw a survivor next turn. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we can kill the wolf. That's good. We don't have materials, which is a pain. So... Get a Gatherer. Scavenge. There we go. Okay, we can travel now. So we have 8 materials, 8 food. Oh, well, it's not about trading. Yeah, we activate the Gatherer to gain more cards. Cool. That was good. That was very good. We could get a Singer. Not a big fan of the Singer, as mentioned earlier. The Trader. Trader would be okay right now because we have more food than materials, but that might change very quickly, and we don't have much more. So I think we just travel and go with it with what we have right now. More supplies. Okay, a story stone. So we're gonna activate that for sure. We're not gonna travel this turn. So what we're gonna do is we put food in there and the survivor in there and more food in there. I activate the supplies, get a bunch of stuff. Okay, materials, not helpful right now. I guess we put them in there and end turn. That's the only thing we can do, so let's do that. Activate the fire, hope for food. That's not food. That's food. That's food as well, there we go. Kind of would like to get the tools, but that's not gonna happen, so just scavenge. Oh, he died, that's not good. Well, so much for that guy. Yeah, we travel. We're pretty low right now. Frost counter on 4, that's kind of dangerous. So we have to try to travel quickly. We have a bunch of resources down, don't have too many fatigue cards left, so we're kind of in an okay situation, but still dangerous. We don't need materials, so we just activate the fire without thinking. And yeah, we can travel, good. We activate the extractor and put everything in here. And travel. That brings us to Frost 5. That's a little better. Oh, the survivalist. Survivalists, actually. The survivalist is another card, but that's multiple survivalists. Not sure what this means. Contest reward. You'll get this if you defeat the contest event. Oh, cool. I'm still not sure what this is. I think I can't get that yet. It's probably related to a card I didn't unlock yet, so I'm not sure what this means. Okay, we can travel if we take the damage though. I think we want to do that. So, okay, we're down to 1/2, so when we take damage now, we have to actually sacrifice survivors. And that's a little bit of a gamble, because if you don't draw a survivor, then you have to take the damage yourself and you die, so that's not great. We can travel again there, which is pretty good. We're gonna take some risks though, because I want more cards. So we're gonna activate the Gatherer. That's not food, that's not great. And we're gonna activate supplies as well, and hope to get enough food. Okay, that's a bunch of materials. Well, I guess we activate the story stone to get rid of the fatigue cards. And then we scavenge once. Oh, materials. And just put them in here. I don't want to get a torch. Especially not at this point in the game. Actually, with that many materials we have right now, it might be okay. But only for 1 use? Nah, it's kind of blocking the deck. I'm not a fan of the torch. Actually, it would be good to demonstrate, though. I should have bought it. Maybe we buy it in a moment. Okay. I guess we activate the fire. And scavenge. That's shitty. Activate fire again. And we put the food in here. Oh, shit! I didn't saw the supplies popping up. I wanted those. Well, maybe it's for the best. Would have just been a big risk again. Let's see if we can get another material. We don't. Well, that sucks. I wanted to get the torch and activate it. Let's buy it just for demonstration purposes. So if you use it regularly, you only get 1 scout point, which means let me demonstrate. You can check what card card you get next, either places or events. So let's go for events, for example. Okay, the next events will be survivors, but I cannot do anything about it. If you activate it with the extra cost you gain, you see the next 2 cards from the deck, and you can choose which one you get, which is obviously way more useful. Because we're just gonna travel now. Okay, so 2 food, 3 survivors. I guess we activate the fire. I kind of want the tools. We can't travel, can't we? Well, if we get lucky, no, we can. We can. Okay, so we can activate the extractor, which gives us food. We can trade the food into a survivor, and then we can travel. It seems like we're winning, but keep in mind this is the easiest difficulty. So, what do we have? Pickaxe. I mean, we can use that. We can get the cleaver. Let's do that. And actually activate it for damage. Disengage the cannibals. And hope to draw another damage card. And we just Yes, activate the pickaxe, put the food in here, and turn and see what we draw. Not quite enough. Okay, we didn't draw another weapon, so we kind of wasted one attack here. If we travel now, that is. But I think we want to travel. That means we take damage though. Ooh, that's actually dangerous. Maybe we don't want to travel? Oh god. Oh, we can't pay him with food. Let's do that. So we wasted the weapon, but, well. Another cleaver. Yeah, let's get the cleaver for sure. And get the materials, activate the fire. We got planes, really lucky. Well, now we can't activate them. Oh god. Okay, that's one food. We could use the food to get a Tinkerer, but we can't activate it because we need another food to do that. So I don't think we want to do that right now. Okay, we can't travel this turn apparently. That's shitty. And to turn. Okay, now I can demonstrate the torch. No food. I guess we do that. So activate the torch with wood. So now we can check out the events, for example, and now we can choose one. So we can either take the viewpoint or we can take the farmers. Farmers are better. Let's take farmers. And then I guess we end turn because we can't do anything. That's unfortunate. That's food if we activate it with the gatherer. So I guess we do that, even though this is not very optimal. We can get the cleaver though, so let's not use it, let's not destroy it for use. Let's just activate the upper ability and use whatever it does the next time we draw it. And we got lucky, so cool. Pretty close to winning. We only have to make it through the Tigra now. We have 4 turns to do so. That should be possible, especially because we have almost everything we need already. Activate the extractor. Got lucky there. That's really good. Put everything in here and we should be winning this turn. Yeah. There we go. Travel victory. Woo! Made it to the refuge. Cool. Cool. So that's Frost. That was the easiest difficulty. So yeah, now you see we get a victory skin. We unlocked a bunch of new cards, 2 ideas and an event. Okay, a Grizzly. Holy shit! He takes 3 damage to kill. I guess it's better to just take the damage. It's interesting because those events kind of like make the game harder from time to time. Like adding another bad event in here, which is just worse than the others. So that makes the game harder actually. But also it gives you new idea cards, which makes it probably easier again, potentially at least. We got an organizer. Okay, I like that. You burn the food to draw 3 cards. Not sure. That's not great. Because the thing is, to use it, you have to use the organizer and a food. So you use 2 cards to gain 3 cards. And one of the 2 cards you destroy. So, I don't know. Pretty mediocre. Bandages will heal. So that's 2 materials for 1 hit point. That's can be useful in some situations. So, yeah. Okay, let's go over the game modes really quick. There's a tutorial, which is pretty good, actually. It's pretty well done. Then you have classic game mode, which is what we played. You have easy, medium, hard, and endless. So medium and hard and endless are pretty different to easy. Well, no, endless is not. Endless is similar. Well, let's explain medium first. So let's go into a medium game really quickly. We're not going to complete this, don't worry. I'm not going to play another match. I just want to show you. It explains the difference as well. Basically, you start. That's what your starting deck, by the way. 2 food, 2 materials, 4 survivors, and 2 fatigue cards. That's always your starting deck in the classic mode. And in the medium mode, the distance to a refuge is higher, I think. And you have, however, the upside is you have other objectives you can pick from. So we can either go to the refuge, or we could try to complete one of those objectives. Either get lose 12 HP, which is pretty hard to do because it means you have to take a lot of damage, which means you have to heal a lot, or you have to remove 12 fatigue cards. I wonder if this is only via resting or also possible via idea cards. Probably the latter, which is pretty good. So you actually, medium can be easier than easy because you can just pick, but sometimes one of those objectives can be fairly easy to do. So that's medium. One big difference, and that's actually my biggest critique point of the game, is that the higher difficulties will remove the stock, which we saw in the easy mode over here, which showed all the cards in your deck. Well, not all the cards, but all the basic cards in your deck. Actually, I would prefer to be able to see all the cards in the deck in general. So I'm not sure why they removed it. Like, it just makes that you have to remember the things, which kind of makes it harder. But I mean, it's a turn-based single player game. I just can write it down if I really want to. I don't know. I don't see the point in this. I would really like to see the stock always. I don't see a reason for not having it there. Like, then again, you have to keep in mind, I'm a guy who doesn't like I don't see memory being a challenge. Like, I don't, like, it's a challenge, but it's not a challenge I want. Like, it's not a thing I want. Like, it's not, I don't play, I hate the game Memory, for example, because it's just, I don't know, it's not a fun mechanic, in my opinion, to, or not a fun skill to use to remember things. That's not a thing I like. Especially, like, in a turn-based game, that doesn't make sense. If you're in a real-time game, that's something different. You could make a point there. But in a turn-based game, I can just write it down if I really want to. I don't know, it's really silly. I would like to have the stock over there, or actually be able to see my full deck at all times, because the stock doesn't show your idea cards, which is unfortunate. But it shows you the most important things, like materials, survivors, and food, and fatigue. So, yeah, I don't know why this is missing. This is really silly. So this is the medium mode. Let's leave it. As you can see, there's a continue button over here. Then we have the hard mode, which is actually hard, because it's similar to the medium mode, with the difference that you actually have to complete 2 of those objectives. So either find a refuge and fight, or either find a refuge and rest, or fight and rest to win the game. So, and the game will end as soon as you reach your refuge. So you have to complete one of the other objectives at least before you find a refuge. So yeah, that's kind of hard to do. I didn't manage to beat hard so far. It's kind of tough. But it might change when I unlock more cards later on. Then there's the endless mode, which is basically, yeah, it's like medium mode, but without any objectives. And then there are scenarios, which is really interesting. So scenarios are basically the classic mode, but with a twist and with a different story. If you start a game, you get a story. I think I skipped it every time I start a new game in this video. So there's a story. It's very short. But if you do a scenario, you get a different story. So I've unlocked 2 scenarios so far, the leader and the meditator. Let's go for the leader. It will show a different story, and it will change the mechanics around. So it shows a story now to have we can do it. Someday we'll find the refuge. I promise. I'm not going to show that now. Let's skip that. But so in this scenario, there's a special rule. We have to reach a refuge without losing any of our family members. So we have survivor cards. Like, we have a different starting hand. As you can see, we only have 3 survivors, only 1 material, but 4 fatigue. So this is a pretty bad starting hand or deck. And all the survivors are part of our family. So our wife, our child, children. I'm not sure which one is female and male of those, but those are our children and our wife, probably. And I'm not allowed to let them die. If they die for some reason, like either scavenging and dying, or I use them up for a card which gets rid of the card, then I instantly lose. So I have to keep them alive. But I also, and yeah, the only goal is to get to the refuge without losing them. But I also get 2 new abilities in this scenario. So I can trade in blood for fatigue cards. So I can use 1 blood to get rid of 2 fatigue cards. So I lost 1 health there. And I can trade in food for a 50% chance of a new survivor at any time. So I can always have those available, which is really cool. So I actually didn't check out the other scenario yet. Let's actually do that, because I'm pretty curious what that is about. I just unlocked that right before the video, more or less. So let's check that. The meditator, I guess. Thoughts, feelings, sounds. We're gonna skip the story though. But let's check the rules. So in this scenario, the frost won't kill you. Travel 50 times. Wow! Wow, okay, so you just have to travel 50 times. How do you lose, though? Well, you can die, I guess. Yeah, you can die. Okay, that's obviously a problem. Oh, we get the thingy here. I'm still not sure what it is. Let's see what happens if we click it. Nothing! Okay, so I guess this is a special mechanic for the cards that have it. So if there is an enemy you can fight with this card, then you can like talk to him. And there's another card like the priest, which heals you if you have this mechanic. Well, that's not really useful. You take damage for talking to the priest, which will then heal you. That's not useful. But as you saw earlier, there's 1 card which actually is beaten by this symbol, which is talking, I guess. And the meditator can use that, and the goal is not to die. So I'm not sure if that's super useful with the events I have unlocked right now, though, because I think the one you beat with it is actually just dealing damage to you. So you take damage to talk to it to not take damage. Well, but yeah, okay. So in this scenario, yeah, you have to travel 50 days without dying, but you will not, like, you don't have a frost counter. So that's interesting as well. And you can get rid of fatigue by paying food. That's interesting. That's actually really good. That's really useful. So yeah, that's really cool. Like this, I really like the idea of scenarios in there. Okay, one more downside of the game. Options are shite. The option menu is terrible. We have separate sound sliders, quote unquote, and we have language settings, that's it. And it's a Unity game, so it would be easy to have a pre-game launcher with resolution settings or whatever, but it doesn't. So you're stuck to full screen. This is not borderless window, this is full screen, whatever your screen resolution is. So that's that. But besides that, the game is really good. It's not super expensive. On release, it only costs $6.50 or something, I think. So yeah, it's pretty cheap. I would like to see a mobile version, as mentioned earlier. That would be really cool. I would like to see that. But I really like the mechanics. It's cool. It would be interesting to see like a multiplayer version of this, maybe like co-op. That would be cool, but kind of like it's obviously quite a bit of effort to implement that, development-wise and also game design-wise, because you have to change mechanics around, obviously. So that's quite some effort. But I could imagine this to be an interesting. Actually, what I would really like to see would be a co-op version of this game in a physical one. I can play with my family on board game night. That would be really cool. I would really love to see that. I'm pretty sure it's never gonna happen, but that would be that's a really cool mechanic for a co-op game, I think. And you just have to change the mechanics a little bit so you can play with multiple people, obviously. So that would be really cool. But you have to change the mechanics in a way that you interact more with the other players, not just everyone takes a turn. That would work as well, but would not be as brilliant as like actually having interacting mechanics. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's called Frost. Not sure what to talk about. What more to say about it? Well, I talked for 45 minutes already, so I guess I talked enough. As mentioned, I like the game quite a bit. I really enjoy it. I recommend it if you want to check it out. The link is in the description below, as always. I'm TH Pine. Thanks a lot for watching. Have fun and see you next time.